new members and for the old members that have found their way back to the community. I need you just as much as you need me. In this afternoon's live, unlike yesterday when we were in the heart of a pump, today we're doing the retracement we were talking about yesterday. It's come down further, well, not technically further, but it's come down to that 66.6 cent retest on the rising channel, which we've talked about. I don't think it's any surprise. If you're new, yesterday during the live, the big thing we talked about was if XRP couldn't get past 75 cents, we'd have a retracement to retest the 66.6 cents, 67, wherever you want to put it, to retest that rising channel resistance from June of 2022 that we have broken out of every single time in the past since 22 when we've broken to the top side. We've been unable to hold this resistance now to support, and now we're trying for a third time to hold it. So we needed to have this back test. If we were going to prove bullishness, this should have been very understandable from a fundamental level, but that's why even when days are down, I come here no matter what. Good, bad, indifferent, I'll be here. It's easy for everybody to show up to work or show up to watch the technical analysis or to be very into it on days when we're railing up 20% like yesterday. It's very difficult, and you can see the real, the reality of someone or the community, or just if you want to take control of your portfolio when you have the retracements. Right now, we need to understand why this retracement is happening, and we need to see if there's some validity to a continued move. And we also need to see what could happen and what the significance of certain levels that are broken would be. But right now, I see nothing other than a standard prototypical retracement. I am not surprised by this. We talked about it yesterday, but we'll watch it evolve here over the next hour and see what happens. For anybody who bought AMP just 3 short days ago, we went from 0.0049 and we hit up to 18 cents overnight. We were up better than 400% in a very short amount of time. I sold my AMP. I had no plans to do it, but I'm being transparent here. I sold it. I was up at 3:30 in the morning, and on Uphold, I sold it for 17 cents roughly. And I bought in at 4.9 cents, and that was just 3 short days ago or 4 days ago here. We talked about it on the live that it was getting ready to have an explosive move. I could not have imagined 490 bucks would have turned into 1,700 in such a short amount of time, but I knew it was coming. So now I'm looking for an opportunity elsewhere. I'm going to see what happens on the retracement, but the size of this move, purely the size of the move, there had to be some kind of retracement, and good, bad, or indifferent, I'm okay with how this plays out because it was severely overbought. And now it looks to me like it has to have some kind of healthy pullback here. But I would not be surprised if it comes up and retest up here. But when I see exhaustion candles and then it tries to fill back up and then it comes back, it makes me a little uncomfortable. But it did what I wanted. It made the entirety of that move. It is a sleeper of mine. But sometimes when it moves 400% in 3 days, to me, I have plans with that. Now I'm going to try to flip it back into flare on this retracement and take some of those profits. And now if I do this properly, I can up my holdings from about 1,100 to over 45,000 flare, and then I can collect the 4.1% rewards that you get per month during these monthly airdrops. And no, you don't have to do anything to get those airdrops. I bought it on Uphold, it sits on Uphold, and it delegates it to me. So that's a nice thing with flare. So, but we got a lot to talk about. We're going to talk about Bitcoin, how it's had this 2,500 point retracement. Again, this is standard operating procedure on these breakouts, and we'll talk about exactly where we're going to go from here and exactly what you need to look for on a bullish and a bearish situation. Right now, it's doing exactly what it needs to do from an XRP perspective, and I'm pretty excited to see the fact that instead of just continuing up to get that massive rejection, that at least if we're going to fight, we're going to come back for support and we're going to do this properly. So please make sure to hit that like button so YouTube will recommend this this live. It'll allow more people to reach this community, not just new viewers, but old viewers as well. As when you like the video and YouTube recommends it, it puts us through the YouTube feeds because we're part of the algorithm now, and more people can reach this live. I believe today is much more vital and important than being in the live like yesterday. but we'll probably have, maybe if we're lucky, half the viewers as yesterday. As yesterday, we hit a record of 368 viewers. Today, I would expect 125, maybe 125, maybe 150, depending on how many people can stay emotionless and see this for what it is instead of, because I've already heard the cries that, oh, it happened again. XRP finally has a 20% pump, and here we are down 7% one day later. Hits just over 74 cents, and here we are back at that rising channel again. Oh, I can hear it and I can feel it now in my veins and my bones. So just make sure you understand why this is happening. So without further ado, I'm going to do the intro, and then I will say hello to everybody. I wasn't expecting to see 135 people already. Okay, call me surprised. But that is in the range that I expected to see here this evening or this afternoon, so makes sense. So please make sure to hit that like button, though. Less than half of you would hit that like button. It would really do me a great service if you hit that like button so YouTube will recommend this live. If you respect what I do, the time I put in, or just the fact that I'm here at every turn and we can front run this market, make sure you hit that like button so YouTube recommends the live. And I want to thank everybody who's part of the 20,800 subscribers, as we went over that this morning. So thank you all for that as we get closer and closer to 21,000 subscribers here. So without that, let me get into the comments. Actually, I don't even know. I don't even know if I did the intro. I'm like bouncing around here because I know there's a lot of stuff that's happening in the moment. And that's why I like to come on at a strategic time. Yep, you will get I get shadow banned. Oh, I absolutely do. So you gotta make sure to check it out. That's why I always come on at 6:30 p.m. But now I've been doing these random lives when necessary during the day as well. But yeah, I'm always shocked that so many people find the channel. Can somebody tell me, did I do the intro? I don't believe I did the intro. I believe I cut myself off. So heck, either way, I'm going to do it right now, just so I feel good about it. And then I'll get through the comments. So, good early afternoon, 1:37 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on this Tuesday, March 12th, 2024. I'm XRP Future Millionaire, and I reside in the great state of Michigan. So we're on at a perfect time together, ladies and gentlemen, during the heart of a so-called could-be retracement. But remember, no visit down is utilized without a second visit down to confirm that retest is on tap. So what I'm saying here is, even though we drop down, and let's just say we go up to 69 cents, let's just make sure before we get ahead of ourselves that we come back down and we confirm this breakout, unless it is a V-shaped recovery, which with what I'm seeing here, doesn't appear to be that. Consider the fact that as of late, and I mean as of the last day or so, XRP volume surged by 295%. That's going to be something we discuss after, as XRP skyrockets 298% in volume, as XRP price surges double digits. Now, keep that in mind when we start doing this technical analysis. We're going to see very closely, and this is what we projected yesterday on a retracement. This was our projection if we stayed bullish. This was contingent on a rejection around 75, which we got, and we can put it right at the resistance. But we know the breakout pattern. We already know the breakout pattern because this is from the 77-month consolidation. That's our line in the sand right now. We've got to get over that. And then 82 cents is the November of, or 81.4 cents. It's the November of 2021 formation that if we get out of that resistance, we're clear. We'd be clear to run. Right now, we're trying to back test this beautiful, and I mean beautiful, area. We're trying to back test this so we can complete this cup. And I brought this up a very long time ago, and this is the initial cup. This leads to a grand cup if it plays out truthfully. And if it did play out for real, you could have a retest at $1.97, which is where the ultimate cup lines up. And the breakout from a 77-month consolidation puts us. So what I am theorizing is we are targeting that cup right now. I think that's what's going on here in the grand scheme. Now to get there, And yes, that's about 84 cents. I keep saying 81.4, 82 cents because of, and for anybody who doesn't know, I better do my due diligence here. This is the all-time formation after all-time high, so please follow along, and then I'll get into the comments. And please hit that like button, because you're not going to see this anywhere else to this degree of information. So, first resistance is that first circle to the top left with the arrow pointing to it. That's January of 2018 all-time highs. Took us 27 months, as you can see the first circle on the bottom, where I've kind of highlighted here. That's our first hit of resistance, just over 10 cents in March of 2020. Took 27 months to go from our all-time highs to our swing low to find the floor. Now, after that, we had the lawsuit announced in 2020. We had a volatile drop where the second circle is back to the uptrend. Then we went up in April of 2021. It took us 9 days, remember this, 9 days from when we broke out at 59 cents to get to the swing high at $1.98. It took 9 days. So we lagged behind Bitcoin the whole way, but in 9 days we caught up. So don't forget that as we go along here. Now, after we dumped, we hit the uptrend again here where this arrow is right here. 2022, 2023, and now we're on our way up. So this pattern's been intact for 77 months now. We theorized we had to at least get a resistance hit right in that area. We did. Now it's happened. We hit 75 cents. The good news is here, it looks like an inverted hammer's in the making. The other good news is the volume was looking fantastic leading into this. So if we break over this area, we can now go back to the cup we talked about at 84 cents. Now, the theory is if we break out, and I've been theorizing this for a long time, it has to play out. The theory is if you can break this descending structure that's been going on for 77 months properly, if you do this properly, the technical target is a move to $1.97. We know Bitcoin just put in an all-time cup, and it took it from April of 2021 to March of 24. If XRP is indeed lagging behind like it did in 21, and it's going to be one of those 9-day moves, that means that XRP, and I've hinted at it, look at that cup I drew in on this chart. That's a cup. That would signify the exact move Bitcoin made just now to all-time highs, except XRP hasn't made it yet. Remember, in 21, it took 9 days. 9 days from 59 cents when it was finally ready to go to $1.98. So, this pattern has to end December of this year if it plays this pattern truthfully. The floor right now is just over 38 cents. It hasn't given way, and this pattern stayed true since 2018. So if we start to theorize about what the heck is actually going on here, and please make sure to hit that like button. We deserve better here. 160 people watching, only 94 likes. In fact, I think that's kind of disrespectful, to be honest. But we're not going to look at it that way. Motivational. So, if you think XRP has the potential to make the move like Bitcoin, sometime between now and 2025, or January of 25, hit that like button. Right now, we've only got 100 likes now. Do you think XRP can make that same cup that Bitcoin did and hit $1.97? I want to see how many out of 109 to 167 we can do right now to see who thinks so. If not, don't hit it. So, no, it should not, my friend. See, that's where you're misleading yourself. Yeah, Bitcoin's at 70,000, but that has nothing to do with XRP's consolidation. You don't know where it's going to go. We could be having this discussion in a month and Bitcoin's still at 70,000 and XRP's up there. So I'm saying you have to pay attention to the rotation. There's a reason why I keep saying in 2021 it took 9 days to go from 59 cents, okay, ready, to $1.98. That exact same time everybody was bitching and moaning that XRP was behind Bitcoin. 9 days later, everybody was singing its grace and jumping on board when it was too late, and now they're down 70%. History repeats itself. Not the same way, but history often repeats itself. Not always the exact same, but it often finds a way to imitate it very nicely, is all I'm saying. That is all I'm saying. So, okay, up to 125 likes. That's better. That's getting better. So, instead of that happening right now, you can't just say, oh, well, Tom's saying it's going to $1.98, and that's what's going to happen, because first, we've got to complete this first area. And I've talked about this. This is the handle right now, folks. This is the handle. If we do this properly, we got an explosive move coming on the back end. This is a chart that some people have ignored the entirety of. We came down and started forming the cup. The significance of that fake out with the ruling in July of last year is the fact that we formed this cup very under the radar. What else did we form under the radar? A very bullish handle right now. A very bullish handle. And if it does break this and pushes out, I mean, holy smokes. So like I've been saying, under the radar, we formed a very bullish handle, and now we're breaking out. This is very bullish. But it gets lost in the shuffle because it's not rallying, everybody. If this plays out true, I seen in the comment, what happens after it hits $1.98? That is if we hit that and form a bullish handle there, so it would look something like, so let's just, we're going to prophesize here. Let me go back to the other chart because that's an excellent question. I will try to get into the comments, but as you can see, I'm caught up right now, but I'm going to look at the comments, so that's going to take a minute once we get to it. But if we play this out properly, and XRP plays out the cup, what you would expect up here is you would expect something like this. You'd expect to put in, and I don't know if it's going to go to $1.18, but you have to put in some kind of a handle. I would, let's see this level. It's got to be somewhere in here it would have to do it. So maybe down to $1.50. But if you put in a bullish handle there, oh my God. That's when that would be the signal. If we run up there, and then let's just say you see something like this form, something like that, and then it rallies out, that's your signal that we're going to push all-time highs again. So I think we're in the midst of this. Unless we break that uptrend from 2020 in this formation that's 77 months in the making, unless this breaks down, this is not invalidated. The only way this can be invalidated is if we break this current formation and lose 38 cents. Then we have to start thinking maybe it's still a cup, but then maybe it goes to 25. But the way it's rounding about, we don't want to have the big pullback, because that is where we could invalidate this structure. So right now, assuming it plays true, it's multi-level. So a lot of people are still getting caught up with the ebb and flows right now. It's the accumulation phase until it's not. And the accumulation phase is technically anything until 75 cents. And that's just because that's been the 77-month consolidation. So even if you bought it at the last worst spot, would you rather have it at $3.50 or 75 cents? Would you rather pay $35,000 for 10,000 tokens or $7,500? That's what you ask yourself at that point. So, but that's what I'm personally seeing. This is personally what I'm seeing. And if you're trying to take advantage of this retracement, damn it, I should have said this earlier. BITUNIX, again, up during the high times of volatility, knows the lowest spot fees and leverage trading fees in the USA, trading license in the USA since 2022, Canada 2024. And I just found out yesterday from a user, it works beautifully in the UK as well. So if you're in the UK, the US, or Canada, make sure you check this out, especially in the USA. If you don't want to use a VPN to trade, because we shouldn't have to feel like criminals to trade. And we shouldn't have to keep supporting exchanges that go down in high times of volatility when we want to take advantage of some rallies, or on some very opportunistic moments where we have big retracements like today. So take a look in the pinned comments below and or video description, and take a look at BITUNIX. They do have tons of liquidity. It's awesome. Thank you for saying that, Captain Crypto. It's been a blessing to me. It's been a huge blessing for me on BITUNIX, because it's allowing me to trade. I have over $1,800. I actually built it up a little bit yesterday, but as you guys know, AMP was very kind to me, so I sent some money off of Uphold from some of the thing, and I sent some over to there as well. Very easy with XRP to do. And it's only pennies on the dollar, so you're not losing a bunch. So, Captain Crypto sent 20,000 there this morning. Excellent. Excellent. Yeah, I've sent about 2,200 over so far. Not your 20,000, but it's definitely won me over. So take advantage of it. And you don't even need to do a KYC, as most of you are finding out. As long as you're sending crypto or funds from another exchange, you don't even need to do a KYC. So what you do is your business. So, you know, make sure you do what you need to do. AMP definitely paid some bills this morning for me too. I made, from the time I bought in, I bought for about $488 or 480 bucks. And I was able to sell out 3 days later. And I was able to sell out for over 1,600. Roughly 1,700 if we want to be honest. So it was a beautiful, over $1,200 swing in 3 days. But right now it's still up 106%. I sold it up about 17 cents. It made it to 18, so I didn't even get the top. But I was fortunate enough to be up this morning. But the whole point of this is make sure you take advantage of the exchange as well. And I'd love to see you over there on BITUNIX. I think the word needs to go out. They never got rid of us in high times of volatility. And not just that, during the unregulatory uncertainty, they never got rid of XRP. Even when the lawsuit was announced, even during all these exchanges that are getting rid of it, never got rid of it. And it's something to be said. So that's in the pinned comments below and or video description if you're watching after. And then if you can't use it for whatever reason, there's also MEXC there, as some have found that the only way to trade across the seas. So just look at that if you're in the UK, USA, or Canada. It's been a blessing in disguise for me. And I can't even describe how much I want to kick my own ass. For 2021, when I made on XRP, I bought in for 47 cents. And I sold it out at $1.66, but my entire portfolio went from roughly 3,500 roughly, maybe a little higher, but it went, and when I sold out, it was somewhere around 15,000 when I sold out, but I only ended up getting 12,900 because I had over $1,300 roughly that Uphold kept from me. Had I have just understood that BITUNIX was there, I could have sent it over and it would have cost me like, what, 13 bucks? 20 bucks? They're dirt cheap. And it scarred me in some senses. Like, you don't know shit about crypto, even though you made all this money, so you need to learn. And that's been my journey the last 3 years. So I'm really trying to help everybody out so you don't make the same mistakes I did, losing out on money that was yours. I love holding it on Uphold, but when it comes to selling, I always find alternative ways if I can. So sometimes you can't, like with AMP I couldn't, and it cost me a few bucks to sell my AMP. But XRP, yeah, XRP came down, and it came down like True says, it looks super coiled. XRP, for a continuation pattern, has done exactly what we need. We needed it to come down, and this was our expectation yesterday. That cup I drew out today so everybody can, or the handle I drew out today so everybody can see. But what's it called? Oh, I mean, if you don't do a KYC, like I said, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, that's your own business. The only time you would have to worry about taxes on the down low is when you send it to an exchange to withdraw. So what I do is I use Uphold as my tax hub. So if I need to cash out money and I want to do the tax thing, I send it to Uphold so that we can do our documentation and pay taxes. If I don't want them to see my trades, I'm using BITUNIX with no KYC. It's the bottom line. Like, I'm just telling you a secret of the trade that the whales do. Don't shoot the messenger. So eventually when they require KYC, yes, they're going to turn in the documentation. But without a KYC, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, just click on the link. Just click on the link. Don't worry about a referral code. There's a link in the video description below and or pinned comments. Just click on the link. Just get on there. I'm not worried about giving a referral code. Some of you will be attached to me just because you're clicking on the link that I put out there. But that's only because in the future of copy trading, I'm on the waiting list on BITUNIX. So if you sign up through the link that's on the video description below, you'll be tied to me regardless. I'm not giving out referral codes. I'm not interested in that. Just sign up. I just want you to be somewhere where, you know, where you can actually trade freely. But yeah, so anyhow, That's why I'm over there. But let me delete some of this because I got out of control here. Question about why exactly you pay taxes if there's still no regulation or laws is not a violation of the law. No, yeah. Honestly, here's the way I look at it. One way or the other, if it's on a reputable exchange that reports it, like, okay, so some exchanges have caved in like Uphold. See, I didn't know the difference years ago. So in 21, I got on Uphold. Well, being on Uphold, I am bound by my registration and having to put my ID on there to pay the taxes because they know who I am. So what I'm saying is, understanding things you can get around being bound by them sending it into the government. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. But that's all I'm going to say. So the fact they send it in, I'm bound to pay those taxes or I will be in trouble, even if it's unconstitutional. So just understand what I'm putting down here. I'm not going to tell you something. I'm not a financial advisor, but come on, man. There's ways around it now. We're starting to learn as a community. That's all I'm saying. But yeah, I'm glad I answered that question. So, and I'm proud of everybody. Listen, I'm proud of all of you. 198 people being here in this high time of volatility. Every single one of you are going to get ahead today. Because you're going to see how they manipulate people out of positions right here in real time. And how is it possible that we knew on a rejection at 75 cents would lead us right to this exact spot today? How is that possible? I believe trading bots are in full effect. Period. It is tax without representation and it's horse manure. To think that I had to pay 35% on 14,000 in gains in 21 and my cryptocurrency of choice was being hindered because of a lawsuit was the biggest kick in the nuts I've received out of taxation in my adult life. Forget the property taxes that I have to pay because you can write that off at the end of the year. So yeah, it might cost me $8,000 this year as I seen the new bill. But at least I can write that off on the bottom line of my taxes. So it takes off my income. Doesn't mean diddly squat when I got to pay for it. But, you know, at least that's written off. So, yeah, we have every right to be upset. But I use that as positive motivation. Positive motivation. So let me get into the comments real quick. As we look at this, as we very well could be in the midst of a reversal in real time. And just understand what I was saying at the beginning of this. How we built this cup back in July, and I don't talk about it often until it was time, and now it's time. I've already had the cup out there. I built a handle here for everybody to see, and I put it just in the form of a cup. But honestly, the handle's there as well. You can draw it as a handle, and you can see us break out, but this is just like a baby cup within a cup, as I like to call it. So, just bought 150 more XRP, and you bought it at a good time on the retracement because if this plays out true, you bought it the cheapest you will until this move is done. Because this is the retest of 66.6 cents. Nothing more, nothing less. And that's why we tried to front run this. There's no reason to be afraid of the market. There's not. I really believe that this happens for a reason. And we oftentimes don't know what it is in the times that it's happening. But oftentimes it gets displayed to us in very real time. And right now, what was the reason? A bear trap. And a retest of the 66.6 cents. Yeah, see, I can't do that. I couldn't do that on Uphold. It would not let me do it when I was buying in 21. I had to use a license. There's no way for me to do it even today without... See, I don't know if I should believe you or if you're just bullshitting us. Because I'm on Uphold, and I can assure you, by 100% where I live in the state of Michigan... There was zero way to do that because it wouldn't even let me deposit or withdraw money out. It would let me deposit money, but it wouldn't let me withdraw to my bank. See, I could send it to another exchange, which is what you might be saying, but eventually if it's going from crypto wallet to bank, there's a tax to be paid, friend. You might not know it yet, but they've got your documentation one way or the other. If you are sending it from crypto exchange to bank, and you're making a trade, and it's not just sending funds from one exchange to the other, and then you take it off. Like, if there's an actual trade involved, they've got that on record. Yes, and Uphold fees are ridiculous. That's why I keep pushing BITUNIX the last few weeks. It's just, I don't even know how to explain the difference it's made for me. It's ridiculous. Like, it's honestly ridiculous to see the difference in fees. Like, it makes me want to throw up. Sometimes. It really does. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. See, that's why I said I think we're being BS, because I, too, have Uphold. And there is no way to withdraw without ID. Very clear when you first signed up. So, yeah, thank you for the continued, for answering some of the questions. But let me look through the comments real quick. I seen blue on here, which means I must have missed a donation at the beginning. And that makes me feel bad, because I don't know if it's going to show me still. Ah, crap. Hopefully, if somebody sent a donation, could you let me know? True, you most definitely will be paying on anything you realize. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yep, indeed. Algo recently wants to pass that 30 cents. It's coming. Yep, if it does, we've got a tactical move that would be 52 cents roughly on Algo. On Algo. You've been doing $30 a week, Don, and you're over 2,000 XRP at 53 cents. Congratulations, my friend. You've taken the page out of our book, how we were putting into on FOMO Friday and Winning Wednesdays, 50 to 75 bucks a week. That's the way to do it. Unless you find your wholesale, are there taxes on currency? Isn't XRP a currency? Well, I mean, it depends how you, my friend, it depends how you want to phrase it. Sure, there's taxes on currency. You want to know how I know that? The government recently has changed the law. If I send you money through Venmo or Cash App, now they want you to pay taxes on it. So yes, by me just sending you currency, there is a tax on it. So be careful how we phrase things. They can absolutely tax fiat now. Read within the bylaws under Biden now. So I say don't play in my community, we don't play the politics because we are not political. Because if you're political, whether left or right, you're having the wool pulled over your eyes. From Biden to Trump, they're all play for the same team, folks. I'm not blue or red. What I am is understanding that the central banks run it all, and we need to play by their rules, which means we have to be our own central bank, because that's the only real way to run it. Money's useless, or currency's useless. Money's real. Utility. So that's what I've experienced in my 40 years. Once I realized politics was all bullshit, it's made my life a lot easier since I was 21. I was very young when I said politics is horseshit. So it's a way to divide, you know. Just like how we divide crypto against each other, we should be praising all crypto that has real utility. It's that simple. We should be praising gold and crypto together, precious metals along with crypto, because it's our one way to unify against the government. But anyhow, welcome in Mr. Anthony Carter, hashtag Mother Second Choice. And thank you for being in Tom's Army for, whoa, over 2 years, my friend, with the 589 badge. And I know I didn't get the comments. I didn't get to the comments. I couldn't keep up. I'm going to go grab my lighter because I need to relax a little bit with each and every one of you. Yeah, Bitcoin needed to come down for consolidation. That's it. We talked about this very move yesterday with everything. Nothing more than liquidity grab. It had to retest the breakout, guys. And yeah, we came a little overzealous, but remember when we said the importance of this structure that we created on the breakout? That's why you have these. And now, even if you overextend the breakout on a retest, watch how this lined up. I mean, guys, there's no reason to be afraid. Look how this came right within the formation. So it told us if we had an overzealous uptrend that we could come down to 68,300 at worst. As long as we hold 66,284 on a quick wick, we're fine. And what did we do? So I say the technical analysis is not to hurt you. And now to be your friend, 71,345 as that ultimate pivot point that we had in there before the drop. Look how it's being used as that resistance support line right now. You can't make this up. If you understand technical analysis, you can front run this. Now look how it's either you being used as a rejection to continue resistance, or it's going to be used as that ultimate support here. You can't make it up when you do technical analysis. I'll be right back. I got to grab my lighter. All right, sorry about that, everybody. So, I mean, that's what we're seeing right now. That's what we're seeing right now with the Bitcoin. And if Bitcoin plays true, we still have a technical target that I'm just telling everybody we haven't met yet from the breakout. We haven't met it yet from the breakout. So we were targeting 73,860. And then obviously over the top, we can see Bitcoin's created a rising channel. So now it's a matter of if we come to the top, then you hit that rising channel resistance. So technically, if this plays true, then if we come down farther, we still have this rising channel support. So just remember that. And as long as we stay in the channel, it's technically not breaking down yet. But if we play out too long in the channel without breaking out, we all know the old saying with rising channels are technically bearish reversals. If they don't break out, if it breaks out, we're going to 85,572 approximately. We got to move this over, but that's where it'll end up being. So that's what would end up happening. And if we broke down, that would bring us right back down. And it's kind of ironic. If we broke down this and then we came down to the rising channel and broke it down, our technical target would be 55,000 and some change right on that broadening wedge resistance. That would be support finally. So that's what we're looking at for Bitcoin. There's a lot to pay attention to with Bitcoin. So as of right now, just a typical retracement. Unless it's not, like I say, until it's not, this is just typical retracements. Still got to pay the taxes, friend. If you, let's just say you sell XRP because you're up, or let's just put it for example. You bought you bought AMP. When we did at 4.8 cents a couple days ago, or 0.0048, so just under a half a cent, and it goes up and we sold out, and let's just say you're up 400%. If you take those gains and instead of putting it in something else like in the dollar and you put it into, let's say, oh well, you know what, I bought that, now Telcoin or Flare or whatever looks like it's going to run, still got to pay the same taxes, and now I got to pay the taxes again if you make gains on the other one, so it can be compounded here on the new gains as well. So you're paying it one way or the other. Once you sell, it's taxable event. The biggest myth and lie, and it got a lot of people in trouble by the IRS, was people were reporting taxes, but they weren't reporting the taxes off the stablecoin conversion, which is the biggest mistake one could make. If you're going into a stablecoin like Tether or whatever, that's still a conversion out of a sale. So Tom, psych, it's not underrated. Look at Japan XRP as their number one traded coin. Underrated is one thing. It's undervalued. It's not underrated. Even in the USA, it's undervalued and underutilized with the way they talk about it. But every single day you can trade with XRP for things you wouldn't even understand. Things that can make your body from a holistic standpoint a whole hell of a lot healthier. You can simply use your XRP to buy. That's going to come to even theaters and stuff like that. You're starting to be able to use it at different events. So, hey, Tom John says, thank you. Bought AMP at average of 0.00503. Would love a sense of potential in this bull run over all-time highs of 0.12. Just understand here, AMP has a history after volatile swings. It does have big retracements. Now, we did come down to 1 cent again. Now for transparency, I sold at 17 cents because it made the initial move I wanted, and now I was hoping that it would come back and bust down out of this and continue this falling channel, because what I see forming is a falling channel. But for everybody who bought this, can anybody say in the comments if you actually bought AMP the other day when it was just about 0.005? Did anybody else buy it besides me and John at 0.005, and we're able to ride this for almost, well, I was over about 350%, let's just say. And it only took 3 days. That was the beauty of this call. I came on randomly and said, guys, I bought 93,000 AMP because I feel like it's going to run several 100%. Showed the technical analysis, and here we are. AMM will help XRP volatility slightly. David came on early and said it. Yes, sir. Miss Vicky, welcome in, love, and thank you for being in Tom's Army for over 5 months with the XRP Predictor. I am so blessed to have you part of this audience, even in your busy time at work and with there being such a difference in time. Michael, welcome in, and thank you so much for being in Tom's Army for over 1 year with the I Told You So badge. I'm hoping you're having a blessed day watching this live. Rugged True says, you may do 30 seconds Telecoin someday. Yes, I may. Indeed, I may. Albert said, yes, I did buy AMP. Excellent. Kyle bought at 00538. Excellent. This is what I like. 100,000 of them at that. So you bought just over what I did. So you did good like I did. I made about $1,250, which means you probably made 1,500 roughly in just a couple days ago. XGTT just signed up for BITUNIX. Welcome on board, my friend. Welcome on board. I'm so glad to see you over there. Michael Votas, thank you so much for the $10 donation, as well as being in Tom's Army for 1 year with the I Told You So Bad. What an incredibly generous person you are. I would love to see more people with me at BITUNIX so we can make an outrising. It's incredible how much we've been just kicked in the you-know-what. True, yes, bills got paid. They sure did. I'll take that $1,250 in 3 days, even though I'm out of what I wanted to stay in, and it very well could make me regret my decision to sell. I told myself if it had a volatile run like that, I was selling it. I said 16 cents or higher, I'm out, because there's 1.6 cents or higher, I'm out, because that was just a huge volatile move. And no, I didn't charge for this information. You just have to watch the lives. I speak of what I'm seeing. So if this falling channel, we know each pattern should have 3 hits of resistance and support to confirm it. So that's the beauty of this. We're front running this formation right now. So technically, if this plays out true, we should have a chance, because it is a falling channel. So we're going to have to get back into this at some point. We might be too late if you sold out, but this is technically signaling a bullish continuation. So resistance, support, resistance, support. Now, if we go resistance, support, this puts in an opportune buy moment at about 8 cents. That's exactly where I wanted. That was exactly where I was targeting. So if we play this true, we absolutely could get this retracement. We could get a retracement here. I'm looking for this. And then I could buy back in at 008. I'd be happy. Even if it cost me a few bucks, that's okay, because I would have sold out at 1.7 cents, and bought it back for about 60% less. And I'd be able to buy more tokens and then still keep some on the side. So it all depends. Yep. Oh yeah, AMP definitely kept flying. So it looks like we're gonna have a continuation. Now we need to do this properly. Unless we don't come back down for another support and we just fly out. But I suspect we're gonna come back down. So if I had to guess, then we're gonna move on, because we gotta continue to move on here, because we're very busy today. And the kids are getting off of school soon, so my obligations are elsewhere after in a little bit. So resistance, support, resistance. Now if it swings back around, we could project somewhere around here, maybe here. Man, I would love to see that happen. I would love to see this play off as a bear flag, play down again, and this would be your signal to buy. If you get something like this and it swifts and you do get a tap and then it bounces, that could be your breakout moment. I'm going to say if we get that third hit of support and it holds, that's your opportunity to re-get in this or buy it. Because it looks like, being in a falling channel, I think we've accurately diagnosed this. Very early, I might say. These are bullish continuations if it doesn't lose the channel. So we've got some potential there for AMP for sure. It was a beautiful 400% run nearly in 3 days, which everybody who criticizes, us for holding XRP, we don't just hold XRP. See, this is why we delegate into different things. And that was a spur of the moment. I wasn't expecting to buy that until the day of. And I came on and told everybody I bought 93,000 on a whim from watching the chart for so long. And it finally did it. It was built up for a year. So that's a beautiful thing. What levels do we watch close on XRP? For XRP, you must not have been here when we were talking about it, but for XRP, very similar to what you're seeing with that. This is probably front running what we're seeing on that falling channel right now, similar to what AMP is doing. But XRP right now, as long as we hold this bounce and this retest on the rising channel, this is a bullish consolidation. That's how we knew yesterday it had to come back down here with the rejection at 75. And then it can push up. We're already putting a bullish handle. This is already broken out of a bullish handle on the XRP cup. FYI to anybody who doesn't know. When we went up to 94 cents, we already put in a cup. We're already coming out of a bullish handle, but I put it as a cup when we get through it permanently so that we know when to break out on the part. But we've already broken out of this, folks. Now we're just back testing it. So here, let me make this easier for everybody to see. And then I can fill that back in. So we're just back testing this right now. You see the significance of this? This is being back tested. It's a pretty crazy thing what we're looking at right now. Let me get rid of some of these lines. But if it holds, I mean, this is tailor-made. We've broken out of the handle. There's no doubt about it. Here, let me build the better handle here. But we've broken out of the handle. And now we're just back testing to confirm the breakout. If we get confirmed here, look out. Look out. This pattern's been forming since last July. This handle. Believe it or not, this handle's been forming since last July. Something like, kind of like that. I'd say something like that is what it formed. So that handle's been forming since last July when it came up to that swing high at about 94 cents. So the significance of this is now if this just back tested that rising channel, we're off to the races. And the next target, and if you want me to be real, the next target off of a breakthrough here is to complete this cup again. Come up and retest that resistance. So that's our permanent target. Would be to come back up near. Let me put this. And these are the most fascinating days when we dig into the technical analysis like this. When most people are overlooking the actual fundamental setup. I mean, this is how you get ahead. This is what's going on. Do we see this now? And we even formed the handle. It took 7 months, but we formed the handle. And now, if this plays successfully, what we've been speculating is that XRP in 2021, it took 9 days to go from 60 or 59 cents all the way to $1.60 or $1.97, $1.98. If we break out of this 77-month consolidation from all-time highs, and that is a breakout of 75 cents and a hold, the technical target from this long consolidation is $1.98. That means XRP is in the midst of putting in a longer cup. And what did Bitcoin just do? Bitcoin just put in the same all-time cup, except for XRP, it won't be an all-time cup. It would be the cup to try to push you to all-time highs off of a bullish handle. But this would be the same setup as it took Bitcoin to do for 3 years. This is XRP's 3-year setup. Bitcoin already completed it. XRP hasn't. But this is what you speculate is what's coming down the pipeline here if we do it fundamentally sound. And what that means is we cannot afford to lose 38 cents at any given time. Otherwise, that 77-month consolidation is busted, and this thesis is invalidated. There's still a lot of room, obviously, underneath, so just understand that. MC Prosperity, thanks you so much. He said, thanks, Tom. Go XRP. Thank you so much for that $20 donation. That's unbelievably generous. On a day like today when it's retracing, you know, I can't thank you enough for that donation. As I always say, if you appreciate what I do and the exorbitant amount of time I put in, consider sending one YouTube super chat per month, or join Tom's Army and get that emoji badge of me being abducted by aliens in month 1, and have your name show up green in the comment section, as I have that now, so that I can actually see the ones who are in Tom's Army. So, Tom, if you look at the chart from Coinbase, XRP went up to as high as 785. Why is that? Each different exchanges, they have their own. For me, it's more about liquidity. So it's just the independent exchange. That's why you'll hear me say on all-time highs, XRP went anywhere from 330 to around 360, depending on exchange. I think one, it went to 385. So yeah, that's why that is. But while I have a chance here, first I want to show XLM, and I also want to talk about XDC, because I put out a buy alert. Even though I had already bought 27,000 at 2.8 cents, I put a buy alert in at 3.96 cents to everybody here, because we put in that expansion, which meant we were getting ready for a breakout as we went into the expansion from the descending triangle and formed a smaller one. That's our expansion zone where I really like to add on. We came down some 40%, and I bought at 397 and added 13,000 tokens, which I'm glad I did to put over 40,000. And we seen earlier today, we had a very big breakout. We were up some 30%, up to 6.5 cents here. But in typical fashion, we do like to break down and back test the old formations after. Guys and gals, do you know what that candle's called right there? That XDC showing, wow, CEO of Green Heart live stream or investment fund. Thank you so much for joining Tom's Army. You have made me the happiest person in the world today. I have a saying around here, if one person joins Tom's Army while I'm live, in either of the lives, I'm the happiest person in the world today, and you just made it that way. And thank you for having the emoji badge of me being abducted by aliens. Yes, sirree, Bob, that's my face superimposed on there. You better believe it, as sure as the sun is above me. Unless it's a hologram. I've said too much. You keep refreshing your YouTube every hour just for my updates. I'm flattered. I'm flattered. And this is an inverted hammer candle, folks, of the highest magnitude here. So we're just looking for that back test right now. XDC is doing a fantastic job. It's just coming up in uniformity. XLM doing exactly what it needs to do. It got rejected at the 16 cents at the pivot point. And honestly, it came right down to where it needed to. XRP and XLM both back tested perfectly. The 13.4 for XLM. XRP back tested 66.6 cents. And now XLM, if it can get past 15.99, it's got a tactical move up here, 17.3 cents. So just watch that. Very, very nice. While technically the USA doesn't care if you have it in an offshore bank or not, if you have a business in a different country, they still want their taxes as if you're doing it in the USA. Remember that. So it doesn't matter where you hold your funds if you're a USA citizen. They expect you to pay taxes, even if you're not on US soil. Put that in your pipe and smoke it. Even if you didn't earn the dollar in the USA, they expect taxes on it. I'm not joking. That's part of your dual citizenship that you agree to if you want to hold you. It's unbelievable. VChain had a correction. It came down to the bottom of the formation. Let's see. At 5 cents, I had to unfortunately get rid of that's where my stop loss was. At 5, well, most of you know if you watched yesterday. But on that spot trade bag. But if I was paying attention earlier, I was going to buy it back at the bottom of this at 4.6. But what it's done right now is it's actually opened up our pattern for us. It actually makes it a little bit easier to see maybe what the hell's going on. Because now we can use this uptrend from here. And now it's actually showing us. This is what we really wanted to see here. We didn't have any evidence of how far it could go down. But that's it right now. And now it looks like it could be building that. I still think it's got a big breakout coming. Now, that's still valid. That's why I said if you were buying it, buy spot, not leverage. Because there's so much stuff that could happen here. And even on the top, this resistance, if we're looking at it properly, it exposed the entirety of the pattern now. We just didn't have the evidence before because the moves hadn't happened. We had to delegate it into a smaller pattern. But as we can see, this is what it's trying to work with. So once it breaks out, I still believe the move's going to happen if it breaks out. So it would bring you up to the top. It's going to come to the top of that rising channel as long as we don't lose this. So it looks like an ascending wedge. But it also looks like it's kind of like in a rising channel as well. That formed a wedge in here. So we'll see. We'll see. Because this could fall bearish, though, if it does fall out of that wedge. So we just got to see. Somebody just said something very important. I want to read through that. Yes, in the standard sense, if you hold crypto for over a year, it goes from 35 to 15%. But if you're lower income, that also changes a little bit too. If you have less of an income, I want to read the rest of that comment because it was vital. So that's VChain. That's VChain. Oh my God, it's been 55 minutes already. There's no way I've been on for almost an hour. Holy moly. More than 1 year, and if you make less than $60,000 a year, you paid 0% long-term capital gains tax. Oh, I did not know that. That'll be interesting to see. That'll be interesting to see. Interesting. So as long as you hold it over 1 year, wow. Wow. Well, my most bullish cryptos right now, if you would have asked just 72 hours ago, I would have said XDC and AMP, but they both had runs. Right now, my most bullish crypto, almost all of them, because if we properly have this continuation, it won't just be XRP that makes this move. XRP's projected move here, if this plays true, is all the way up at 81 cents. So it's not crypto in itself is bullish to me if we hold this. The move from, let's just do it from right here. That's a 21% continuation here from a hold. Some are going to have much bigger, but these are descending or falling channels. These are descending. What's the best way to put this? I'm just going to call them falling channels, but these are bullish continuations right now. This is beautiful. For a bull flag to set up in this kind of consolidation is a bullish consolidation. So right now, as long as it holds, you just gotta, maybe ones like the lower market caps, like, let's see, Casper is definitely in need of a run. Definitely in need of a run, Casper. I would say if there's any right now that's kind of been like, I mean, Casper's putting in that bullish handle right now. It's already put in the it already put in the handle. But it's starting to capitalize on the back test now. This is exactly what XRP is doing. This is the most profitable part of this bounce. We put in the bullish hand. Whoops. Well, now it's not going to work. We put it. So Casper maybe. Now that I'm Casper, H-bar. H-bar still needs to make the move of algo. But if we look at Casper right now, Casper already put in that bullish handle. What the hell? It put in this bullish handle. And now it's back testing the breakout. If you back test and successfully hold the breakout of the handle, the sky's the limit here. I can't see because so many people are typing, which I like seeing. I just can't see my, between the sun and the fact I can't see out of my left eye, makes it interesting. So the back test here, the next move would instantly be up to 544 on this confirmation of this pivot point hold. 483. It's that simple. This is a beautifully bullish formation. This is a bullish handle right now. So that's what I'm looking at there. I think that's got very big potential here. And we haven't seen the magnificent move yet out of Casper. So we're waiting for this big break out of the handle. Like with XRP, we've seen a nice 20-25% bounce so far and then come back. We're not seeing that so far. Like with AMP, after it had its handle, we had a like 200-300% breakout instantly. I'm not saying Casper is going to do that, but it's definitely in the making here. It's definitely in the making. So Casper, I think Casper's on its way for a little move here, along with the rest of crypto. This is a big shakeout, and if this plays out true, all of crypto is bullish right now. For the majority. All of it. It's like throwing a dart. This is where it gets fun if we hold this, because you can't be wrong. The only way you can be wrong is if you buy leverage and you buy at the wrong spot. That's how you can be wrong. H-bar, speaking of H-bar, H-bar is getting ready. H-bar has already had a nice move, but it needs to get out of this little channel. See, these are bearish reversals technically, so it makes us nervous whether or not we're going to break out. But it's doing exactly what it needs to do to break out. It's putting in this descending structure after the little move up yesterday, and now it's consolidating. Now, it's going to be interesting. because we do have an over-the-top target at 15 cents right now, and we know H-bar is put in a very long pattern here. Very long pattern. So, we've been doing a lot of work here with the H-bar. A lot of work. We bought it at 5.2 cents. That's our FOMO Fridays at. All we did was $50 a week over 11 weeks to get a 5.2 cent average roughly. But it put in the handle, and now it broke up. So now we're targeting 15 cents once we get out of this channel. So, but yeah, guys, my voice is feeling it right now. So I want to make sure that I can be back here later. Casper, CSPR, not Caspa. This is a different one. Caspa's already made the run. Caspa's already had a run. Much like AMP, Caspa's already had that run. This is Casper. CASPER, but CSPR is the call letters. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Algo, as we're trying to push out of that 30 cent, we've already come up to our major resistance up here, but if we break out, we've got a target up over 52 cent area. That's like 52.5 cents would be our technical target out of a huge breakout from here. We bought in the rotation right before it broke out at the very midst of the retracement. Just under 10 cents is our average. And we got 7,700 tokens on $75 a week until it broke out. That's all we were doing. We're trying to build it together as a community. So I'm very blessed with this one as well. This one's gone up well, about 200% now. Our day's going to come for XRP. This run ain't over yet. This run is not over yet. Not yet at all. So, thank you all. I hope to see you at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here tonight. I'm going to save my voice. Please make sure to hit that like button so YouTube recommends this live. Make sure you join me over on BITUNIX, whether in the UK, USA, or Canada. In the USA, no, it's the lowest spot trading fees and leverage trading fees. And you don't even need a VPN no matter where you use or have to do a KYC unless a bank's involved. So consider that. Have a blessed afternoon, everybody. And if you made it till the end, hashtag be better, do better in the comments.